Hi humans, it's Hannah with my winter morning and evening routines. I wake up at 6 a.m. and the first thing that I do is I go to the bathroom, I wash up, and I brush my teeth and I pray. I do my skincare afterwards just because I want to make sure that I pray before the sun rises. But once I pray, I make my bed and I do my skincare. It's super simple and really doesn't take very much. It's just cleansing, and I use this vitamin C cleanser. And then after I cleanse, I just moisturize and I use some sunscreen and, of course, some deodorant because I'm going to the gym and I really don't want people to smell me. So after that, I just wear whatever I've laid out the night before. Laying out my clothes like that just reduces decision fatigue, and also doesn't make it so that I debate whether or not I go to the gym because the clothes are there. I put them on, I'm going to the gym. I sit and I read a few of the prayers that I don't have memorized just yet. They're newer ones that I'm trying to introduce into my spiritual practice, I suppose. And I always refer to my goals. They're all categorized on the right by like different sections, I suppose, and then I look at the habits that I'm tracking to remind myself of my habits. And I also put in my weighing of the day because I weigh myself every single day, and I take the average at the end of the week because I'm currently on a cut. So after just kind of consulting my action board slash vision board, I then go out to walk my dogs. It's my little sunlight morning exposure situation with whatever sunlight is actually available at like 6:30ish a.m. by now. But we go for a very short walk. They do their thing. And once we're home, I start to make breakfast. I make a very small pre-workout breakfast. I don't want to be heavy when I'm training. And I also mentioned this in my last video, but I curate my morning content. I want something that is positive, something that teaches me something that is beneficial in some way. I try to avoid entertainment so that it doesn't distract me during the day. But for today, I just made some strawberry jam by literally just microwaving some strawberries and mashing them up and spreading them on a few rice cakes with some dark cocoa powder and a little bit of peanut butter. I just kind of whisk all that together and I put them on the rice cakes. And after breakfast, I sit and I journal without fail every single day, at least gratitude journaling, because it is so simple and has such a great impact. But on other days, I will also add other things. So sometimes I'll list 3 things that would make today a successful day in my eyes, or like a good day. Sometimes I'll do visualization journaling where I literally am writing in the present tense the future that I envision. But then I will also make some coffee sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'll have coffee after my training, or I'll do before and after. But today I was feeling like I wanted coffee before my training. And from there, I get into the car and I head to the gym. Now, it's not a gym vlog, so I'm not going to show you the entire workout. So we are skipping the warm up and mobility. Not we, as in I'm not skipping it. You are skipping it. I'm just not showing it. And I go into some supersets. I've been incorporating a lot more supersets into my workouts just because they are a lot more time efficient, especially when I want to just like get in and get out as quickly as possible, especially since my workouts tend to drag. After my first superset, I start to work on engaging my core and my glutes because I am going into headstand practice. And this is the first time that I actually tried and managed to kick off from the wall in my headstand. It only lasted a couple of seconds, but I was still very proud nonetheless. I'm not usually very brave to try this, but today I was feeling brave and it actually worked. So I was really, really psyched about that. But after that, we go into another superset. And then I also have another triset that you miss and another single exercise. And then I do my cardio and my yoga cool down. But again, since this is not a gym vlog, I will spare you all the excess information. But after that, I finally get to go home and I'm greeted with so much love. It is adorable. Like, this amount of excitement does not indicate that we have just seen each other not 2 hours ago. But anyway, I tend to give them the most attention after the gym since I'm about to shower anyway, and they tend to get so much hair on my clothes. But anyway, when we are done with our cuddle session and they have had enough, I go upstairs to shower. And if you've noticed, all the products that I use are actually local Egyptian products, from my shampoo to my hair care to my skincare. But after my shower, I do the same basic skincare where I just moisturize and use SPF. And I use some clear brow gel from another Egyptian brand. And I just use this follicle booster for my eyelashes. And then just a few hair care products. And the perfume that I use is a Saudi brand. It's not Egyptian, but I still really want to explore more Egyptian perfume brands. But anyway, even the lip gloss I bought, this is a newer purchase. This is an Egyptian brand and I'm quite liking it. Anyway, I take my creatine now and I also pop some pills. I started ADHD meds. I don't know if they're working. Honestly, it's been a few weeks and I don't think they are, but I thought I'd commit to it and see if it makes a difference. So far, So I then also grabbed breakfast. I just made some artichoke spinach cheese dip thing with I ended up eating 3 rice cakes, and then I make another coffee. If I'm going to have another coffee, this is only 10 a.m. by now, but if I'll have another coffee, it's usually decaf. Not that it really matters. It's barely 10 a.m. Still, I'd rather do that. And then I finally get to work. I leave my phone to charge far away from me. So I go to an entirely different room and I just let it be and I just get to work, or maybe I'll leave the house and run any errands that I need to. Whatever I need to get done, I do it within these next couple of hours. And then later on in the evening, I will turn on my dimmed lights. No overhead lights are allowed. It messes up with your circadian rhythm, with your melatonin secretion. Look at how relaxed they are. This is how relaxed I want to be in the evening. And then I read a single page at least of the Quran. This is one of the habits that I'm building. I want to read at least 1 page. Usually I read more just because I'm kind of into it and I just want to keep going. But I also have this this is the one that went viral on TikTok, this edition, because it's translated between English and Arabic and it's so much easier to understand. But I then turn on my phone. I tell my family that this is my me time. I turn off my phone. I leave it far away. So if I'm going to watch TV, I'm just going to watch TV. And I would honestly much rather just avoid the overstimulation. So I'm just present for what I'm currently doing. But anyway, after that, I will sit and I'll read for a little bit. Sometimes it's an hour. Sometimes it's a little bit less. Again, it depends on when I started my evening. But afterwards, I will go for our little nightly walk. And after the walk, I'll do my skincare, which is, again, super basic. It's just cleansing. But this time I also added 2 serums, the retinol, and I think it's pronounced niacinamide. I have no idea. It's basically vitamin B3. And then I'll moisturize. That is literally it. Sometimes I'll put an overnight face mask if I'm having like a little breakout or whatever, but usually that's it. And I'll just pray. And then I will track what habits I managed to accomplish that day. As you can tell, it is not perfect, but I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to be a little bit better every day. But then I just head to bed, and that is literally it. If I will be reading a little bit in bed, the only things that I'm allowed to read in bed are just a certain number of genres. If you're interested in seeing what kinds of genres I would recommend for reading in bed, then let me know in the comments down below, and I would love to make a video about that if you're interested. Also, let me know what habits you're trying to build this winter arc. I also have an entire podcast episode that just came out on the podcast Healthier and Happier with Hannah, all about habits for your winter arc and forever. So you can give that a listen if you'd like. I'll link down the Spotify and Apple Podcasts links, but you can find it on other platforms as well. But if you wanted more wellness content on here, then you can click either video on the screen. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe because that really helps me out a lot. And I will see you in the next one.